In Norway, license plates begin with two letters that indicate where the car was originally purchased. Once I had shared with everyone that the initials TS, which were common in Oda, reminds me of Taylor Swift, the situation took on a creative meaning for many in the community. Because Jeanette and I had a creative relationship over social media, it became a mystery to many people, and the community, not everyone, but many, began leaving me clues to keep her in my thoughts. This is after Jeanette blocked me on Facebook and Instagram in September 2018 because of the tattoo I had done in Trondheim on September 1st. The rumor I heard is that the tattoo pushed her friends over the edge and Jeanette was forced to call the police while I was 12 hours away in Trondheim. Now we couldn't communicate through posting, except she intentionally did not block me on her phishing page. The tattoo provided the opportunity to help create her celebrity, and that's why she did not block me on her professional page, which told me she was still my friend. After the tattoo, I knew the relationship was a courtship. Now the community in Oda, not all, but some who knew, had to keep me thinking about her. They would leave things on my truck, next to my house and building, and in places I had a known routine in going, because by September, 4 months after I arrived, people didn't see Jeanette and I together. But I was posting Jeanette's photos and making art tiles of fish, and at first some of her. I was on the front page of the paper talking about Jeanette in the article because I had met her. That's how I came to Oda originally. But she did not make any acknowledgement of me. Only I knew she and a few others that her posting was keeping us connected creatively. I was being tested to see if I liked Oda, if Jeanette was almost completely removed from the situation. People thought I was only there because of Jeanette. And if I had been, it would illegitimize everything I had done. But the caveat was that you couldn't deny the fact that I was there, which forced people to acknowledge that I was a person. So some people who I had no clue who they were, along with interaction on social media, people knew things that were symbolic to Jeanette and I, and my interest in Taylor Swift. Anything I posted about could be used by people in the community as ways to get my attention for reasons I had to imagine. Like when a secret admirer leaves something on your car to flirt with you, but there is no identification as to who did it. One of the things that happened after the tattoo was I had a jogging routine. Once I had established an interest in the license plates, others following me on social media used the license plates as a way to communicate. This was nonverbal communication, or interplay. It fed right into the notion that I was in a courtship, because I was not going to seek out Jeanette, and she wasn't going to seek out me. So after 4 months of my presence in Oda, people who knew were trying to bring us closer into the community. That was my best guess as to why people were trying to get my attention using visual props. The expectations would rise over social media. People would imagine that I must be thinking Jeanette is going to jump out of the bushes eventually and surprise me. But no, I didn't think that. I knew this endeavor was going to be a long haul, and Jeanette might not be there in the end. But of course, that did not fit the narrative that my only interest in Oda was Jeanette. So Jeanette was removed from my life to see what I would do. And it was also conceived that I was using her and Taylor Swift for publicity, because Jeanette wouldn't acknowledge me, because she was smart. If she had, it could have damaged her social media celebrity. But people caught on to the possibility that I truly liked Oda and took it upon themselves to play games with me by way of visual aids, just such as taking my connection to the letters on license plates and using those letters to get my attention. Of course, this was not the first time people were trying to get my attention by using these techniques. Many things happened that made me acutely aware of this interplay. Earlier in the summer, when I would jog up Main Street every evening, every other day, while staying at the hotel. One time, there was Jeanette on my jogging route, walking with her son. I immediately felt it was set up to see what I would do. I could only jog past her and smile. I wasn't going to stop and see how she would react. So fast forward to September after the tattoo. I was jogging up to the glacier on a country road, something I had been doing every other day, just before dark. There were 5 or 6 cars at the fork in the road that all had the LS license plate, my initials, LS, Leif Spork. I had the choice to either accept this as a friendly way for the community to make me feel comfortable or think it was weird. This was now how I had come to see Jeanette, because after the tattoo, she had to be cut out of my life. Somehow, this is how I came to think at the same wavelength as the community. It was a courtship. Someone had to imagine how to bring us together, was the only logical deduction. So this interplay was the only way I could connect with this idea, with the community. This was not a new concept, but it had started over social media at least a year before with just Jeanette. Now it was with the community. This was not immediately understood by me. It took time to make sense of it. It also forced me to believe that my residency would be granted, because why else would people be doing this? After the license plate interplay, I could never tell if someone was parking next to my car or my building at random because of the connection. The initials on the license plate could represent. Some of the initials that were common in OTA: LS, TS, SV, PP, and AS. Those all had meaning because I was cut off on social media from Jeanette.